Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Rutland City Public Schools Learning Lounge. I'm Christy Coloutti, the principal of Northwest Primary School and Pierpoint Personalized Learning. I'm super excited today. We have folks that have participated in the Japanese exchange program. So introducing us, I have Megan Marsh, the principal at Rutland Middle School. So welcome.
Thanks.
This is so exciting, so exciting. So I'm going to let you introduce the program, who we have here, and
Awesome.
yeah.
So we wanted to talk about some of the international exchange programs that Rutland City Public Schools offer. We have 3 different exchange programs. The first is the most long-standing, which is the Hanamaki Rutland Sister City Exchange. We'll come back to that one in a minute. We also have an exchange with Ladenburg, Germany, where students from Rutland City get to travel there for 3 weeks each year. And our final exchange is our newest. We are 1 year in to an exchange with a school in Kolkata, India. So once you get to the high school, students, sub-students in 8th grade and all students in 9th, 10th, and 11th have an opportunity to apply for the Germany and the India exchange. And our RISE exchange is for students in 8th grade and 9th grade in Rutland City Public Schools. So these students, our American students, just had the chance to travel to Hanamaki, Japan recently. When did you go? June? July?
June.
June? And how long did you stay?
We were there for 2 weeks.
Awesome. And then we now have our Japanese exchange students here. They got in, I think, late last night. They flew into Boston the night before and then made their way up with their chaperone, Chris Chapman, who's an employee at Rutland Middle School. He got to take our students there, and now he's heading the task of hosting here. So they flew into Boston, made their way up through New Hampshire, and they'll spend the next 5 or 6 days staying with their host families and touring around Vermont.
Perfect. So we'll get started. Can you guys introduce yourselves and maybe tell us your grade that you're in?
My name is Lucas Lovett. I'm in 10th grade, and I go to Rutland High School.
My name is Lillian Osgood. I'm in 9th grade and I go to Rutland High School.
My name is Maddie Hayward and I'm in 9th grade and I go to Rutland High School.
Really exciting. So can you talk about your trip, where you went, how long you stayed? We'll maybe just go down the line for a little bit. Did you all go for the same amount of time?
Yes.
So you all went for 2 weeks?
Yes.
In July?
We went into late June into early July.
Okay, all right. So what was the weather like when you guys first arrived there?
When we first arrived there, it was a bit warm, but nothing too bad, right?
It was like in the 90s.
Yeah.
Humid,
hot.
not humid?
A little bit.
It was
Yeah.
Some days it was humid.
It
most
depended
days.
on the day.
Yeah.
So maybe you can talk about, where did you guys stay? So you arrive, then maybe take me on tour. What happened when you were there? What did you experience? Where did you stay?
So when we first arrived there, we stayed in Tokyo for a night. Then the next day, we went around Tokyo a little bit, and we saw a Tokyo Giants baseball game because baseball is really big there.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, we then went to Hanamaki and then stayed with our host families for a week.
So did you all travel together, or when you
Yes.
stayed,
Yes.
the whole time you were together?
Besides when we were in Hanamaki with our host families.
Okay. So you arrive at your host families. How are you connected with them? How does that work?
You use a lot of Google Translate.
Okay.
And it's a lot more I had a ton of younger siblings when I was there. So they didn't know a lot of English and I didn't know any Japanese. So it was a lot more of a physical relationship than a
Like a
speaking
verbal.
one. Yeah.
So when you're with your host families, do you attend school? What does a day look like with your host family?
Well, when I was with my host family for the weekend, we went to a bunch of malls and we got gifts for my family and we tried a lot of different foods there. My host family was obsessed with McDonald's.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a difference between McDonald's over there and McDonald's here?
I think in Japan, McDonald's is actually real meat.
All right, that's a bonus.
Yeah.
Did you attend school over there at all?
We went for a couple of hours to a preschool, a high school, and a middle school. It was an hour or 2 of a day.
What did you do in the preschool?
We got to play with the little kids and sing to them and play games.
What was the biggest difference you noticed between school systems?
Their school's so organized.
Okay, tell me more about that. What do you mean?
Like the kids, they're actually listening and they're very quiet.
Okay,
And
so
like
it's orderly?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't really know how to explain it. It's just very organized.
Yeah.
They're very clean.
Very clean.
Very clean.
Yeah.
And what are school lunches like there?
So their school lunches, like they'll have students go and grab lunch, kind of like what we did during the pandemic, and
Okay.
they'll bring it into the classrooms, and their lunch will have like some vegetables, some rice, some kind of meat, and a little like fruit, kind of like dessert.
Okay.
Then afterwards, the kids will all clean up her lunches with like a mini wash station in their classroom, and then he'll dry it off and return it back to where they got it from.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Interesting, for sure. What was your favorite memory of going over there?
I don't know.
It's a hard one.
I'd say my favorite memory was just going to the schools and talking with the kids and spending the weekend with my host family and just experiencing what they like doing on the weekend.
So what process did you go through to be selected to go over there?
We had to fill out an application, and then we also had to like write an essay of like why we wanted to go, and we also had to get 2 reference letters. I got one from my teacher, and then I got one from an outside distant family.
Was this your first time traveling away from your families?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a big deal, right? Wow. What would you recommend to others? Would you recommend that folks try this, experience it, like your
Yeah.
friends?
Yes.
Upcoming middle school students?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It is such a great program. You learn a lot of things and get to experience a whole new culture. It's such a good experience, and it's really worth trying for.
Yeah. Do you have the opportunity to share your experiences with your friends, so to maybe encourage more folks to participate in this? Do you guys do that?
Yeah.
You do. That's exciting. So do we want to introduce our friends?
Sure.
All right, so this will be, a little tricky. We're going to use some Translate to help this. So would you like to, well, have each one of you introduce who we have here, and then we'll ask them a few questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to start?
Yep. So
Okay.
this is Tsuyoshi. Yeah.
This is Hinano.
And this is Ami.
All right. So does one of you want to ask them why maybe they're excited to be here?
Sure. You want to do that?
Yeah.
Why are you excited to be here? But here we go.
Eh?
We are so lucky to have technology to help us with this. Just when we're receiving, students at Northwest that do not speak English, I use Google Translate every day for our kids. We have many languages spoken in the schools, so it's very helpful.
She said I'm looking forward to talking with many local people.
Oh, nice. And now they have host families?
Yes.
Yes.
Are you their host families?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so exciting. What are some things you're going to do with them?
This weekend, one of the things that we'll be doing is going to Texas Falls and looking around at some of the sites that we're able to see.
Nice.
We're gonna take our girl to Six Flags New England on Saturday, and then on Sunday we're gonna take her to some shops in Vermont so she can do shopping.
Bummer they missed the Halloween parade.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
pretty spectacular.
was something.
How about you?
I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do yet, but I know that I'm going to take her to Walmart and have her pick out foods that she would want to try.
Okay.
Anything that she would like.
Yeah, foods are definitely.
You all went to a gas station and grocery stores when you were there, right?
Yes.
What was the biggest difference? Or the thing you were most surprised to see?
How much fancier their gas stations are.
Yeah, they're pretty clean, and they have lots of different things. Most of them have little toys as well and stuff instead of just foods and drinks. Yeah.
So what do you think your biggest learning moment, or what are you going to help them learn? How is this going to work? Are you just going to have them follow along with you, or how are you going to support their learning here when they're with you folks? Will they go to your classes?
They're going to a couple classes with us today.
Okay. Not quite sure?
Not sure.
How will they be able to communicate with their families? Or how does that work? Were you able to communicate with your families when you were there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me more. How did you do that?
We
through
used-
Just text
Just
or?
calling, texting,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that.
We used an app called WhatsApp,
Okay.
and we like called them and text them on that, but only with Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Why do you think this exchange is important? Why is it important for them to come here, for you to go there? Why do this?
I'd say this exchange is important because it helps build a relationship between two countries and two different cultures that have had an interesting background. Like, we have different communities, different cultures, and it's just good to be able to understand each other, especially in modern day times where everyone's trying to find a way to push people apart. We're
Yeah.
finding a way to pull people together.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You just gave me goosebumps. It's so true, right? I'm just noticing your sweatshirts, all matching sweatshirts. Tell me about the clothing over there versus here.
Like in America, we like if it's like hot outside, we would wear shorts and a t-shirt. They would wear like pants and a long sleeve shirt. In like 90-degree weather.
Really?
Yes.
Or they'll wear like pants and a short sleeve shirt. They don't wear shorts a lot.
No.
Are there uniforms at their schools?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just checking out to see what they're going to be wearing here, you know? Did you also follow the uniform protocols when you were there? Or did you just
No, we
wear your
didn't.
clothes?
No.
Yeah. How about sports? So baseball's a big thing over there?
Yeah.
Soccer's-
Handball.
Handball.
Yes.
Okay.
Soccer as well, right? Well, not as, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Did you participate in any sports when you were over there? Or theater or music?
I
I-
didn't, but I'm pretty sure that some of the other people who went did.
Okay.
Yeah. And when we went to the schools, some of them did little performances of like their culture and things, which were really interesting to watch as well.
Did they have like celebrations for you folks since you were arriving there?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Will you do that also at the high school? Do you have any ceremonies to like introduce them to the school climate?
Not that I know of.
You are coming to Rutland Middle School on Friday, and we'll have an assembly where we'll get to talk to our students about the experience, the exchange, and our Japanese partners will have a chance to present to the middle school about some topics that they came up with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can you ask them what are they most interested in about being here in the U.S.? What is interesting to them? And then maybe you can ask them what their favorite foods they want to try, what are they looking forward to eating. I'm sorry.
Would you like me to ask mine?
It's so interesting to watch how we go to Google Translate, but how much you can communicate without any communication tool. You just navigate with words and gestures and sounds and
Zio said that he's most interested in American school life.
Oh, fun.
what food is he most excited to try? Oh, that's what they're doing? Okay.
Music. What's their favorite genre of music? Sorry for the awkward silence.
Part of exchanges.
J-pop.
Okay, all right. Do you play any instruments?
Trumpet.
Oh, you play the trumpet.
Oh,
All
just
right. So maybe connecting him with Mrs. Baker would be great. Just yeah.
Ami said that her favorite foods are pancakes and hamburgers.
Okay, all right. I was hoping she didn't say McDonald's. Pancakes. Interesting.
And now she'll get them with Vermont maple syrup.
Oh,
Yeah, she
right,
had them
right,
this
right.
morning.
Yeah, we just
Oh,
came
you
back
did?
from Sugar and Spice this
Oh,
morning.
you did? How
Yes.
fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. Are there other questions you guys want to ask them? You're curious about what they have here with us?
that I can think of. You guys?
Trying to think of some general questions.
Mm-hmm.
Still getting settled in. Yeah. So tonight they will stay with you folks?
Yes.
And then they'll start the transition as Rutland High School.
Yes.
That's very exciting.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming on. This is very exciting, and if you want to check back in, Mrs. Marsh can have you back on in the spring if you want to tell us about the experience. I'm super interested in that, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you
All
for
right,
having us.
thank you guys
We
so
sure
much.
did
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
All right, we are back with round two. I'm super excited to have more students here, and I will let Ms. Marsh introduce who we have, new set of students, and we can interview them as well.
All right. So to start, I would like to introduce Mr. Fujiwara. He is the chaperone from Japan. He has traveled here with these students, and he has been involved in the exchange for many years. How many times have you been able to travel to Rutland?
10.
10. And how long have you been part of the RISE exchange?
Over about 35 years.
Wow.
So
That's great.
he
Yeah,
has a
that's
long-standing relationship with people in
Great.
Rutland. I know when he comes, there are always lots of people that want to see you and be able to have some of your short time while you're here. What is one of your favorite things about Rutland and this RISE exchange? What is your favorite thing about Rutland?
A wonderful nature
Yes,
and people.
Yes.
and the people. Great.
Great.
Awesome.
All right, we're going to have our Rutland High students introduce themselves and get a little information in regards to your traveling, and then we'll have our exchange friends talk a little bit. So would you like to start? Introduce yourself?
All right. My name's Dean. I'm in 10th grade and I go to Rutland High School.
My name is Amelia Kay. I'm in 10th grade and I go to Rutland High.
My name is Coiffi-Willman, and I'm in 9th grade, and I go to Rutland High.
All right, can you folks first maybe talk about where you went and when you went? So did
All right.
all of you went to Japan?
Yep.
All right, did you also go in the end of June, July, same time
Yes.
frame? Okay, and then you had the opportunity to go to India?
Yep.
All right, and when did you do that?
I did that in April.
Okay, so how did your experience in India differ from your time in Japan?
There were two very different cultures, and it was just mind-blowing to me how different places can have like such vastly different like cultures.
All right, so did you have a host family in both places? Yeah. So in India, tell me more maybe about the foods or what it looked like, the school day, things, how did the school experience differ between the two places?
It was very hot. The food was very spicy.
Yeah.
I have a very low spice tolerance, so that was it was a big change.
Okay. Were you able to visit a school while in India?
Yes, we went to the school a few times. I got to perform a dance with another Indian dance group
Oh,
at
wow.
the school.
Fun.
But-
So tell me about the length. I heard their length of the school day is a little bit different than ours.
Yeah, their school day length is longer, but they also have a lot of holidays.
Okay.
So they have a lot of time off school too.
All right. And do they go to school on Saturdays? The weekends? Is that
no.
They didn't. They have a lot of optional activities on Saturdays.
Yeah.
Okay.
Academic clubs that meet, but it isn't a regular part of the day. One of my favorite things about school in India was that all of the students bow to their teachers as they walk by, and it's all very formal. You don't walk into a classroom until you ask the teacher permission. It's just a very different,
Yeah.
I say I like it kiddingly. I couldn't actually imagine that being fun on a daily basis, but it's a very formal school environment.
And I didn't even get to ask you, so have you been traveling with these groups as well? I know you're the coordinator, but do you travel to these other countries as well?
I've had a chance to do all 3 exchanges. I got to chaperone RISE, I think, 12 years ago. And then I was able to start the German exchange. So I've been to Germany with students 5 years.
Really?
Yes, and I got to go on the first exchange to India. So yes, I've been extremely lucky.
Wow, that is amazing. So can you talk about maybe when you were in Japan, stayed with the host family?
Yep.
How was that? Tell us a little more about that.
It's completely different from when you are here. Everything's really small. The houses, I hit my head at least 4 times and
Really?
go away. They're like pretty much the same height as me, but their older brother for some reason was like a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
It was very strange.
So their houses are small. Do they share bedrooms? Like, are there multiple people in a bedroom, or how does that?
The family I stayed with, everyone had their own bedroom.
Okay.
I had my own too, which was
Oh,
really lucky.
nice. Yeah.
They had one big living room though that they all like spent like the whole day in almost.
Yeah. Together.
Yeah.
Together. Did you have to do any chores while you were there? I'm sure you have lots of chores here at home. How about there?
I just I would try to help around the house whenever I could. Like I would get to make like dinner with my host mom, and she would teach me how to make like different things like soba noodles and stuff. And then I also got to make tea with her. Yeah. And she also had me water her plants outside.
Okay. Tell me more about making the tea. What did you?
It was made out of purple shiso, and it was like a whole process of like straining it with cheesecloth multiple times and like removing the bubbles so it wouldn't be sour, and like adding like citric acid and sugar. It was really cool.
What an amazing opportunity for sure. Are there any pets that you had to take care of, or animals, or what's a common animal, same as the U.S. or?
I had a dog in my house.
Okay.
It was a little tiny dog, but it was super cute.
Yeah.
It kind of did its own thing. Like, it was loud, like they fed it and everything, but like wandered like everywhere.
Just outside, off on its own? Yeah.
We had a cat, and the cat was a little bit of a rascal. It was like always trying to get into like the shrine like they had like in like their living room, and it would get in trouble a lot.
Yeah. Were you able to go to like any major landmarks when you were there, or things that had like value to the cultures?
We went to the temple. I think the whole group went to the temple actually. They had a small temple that was like a lot of the families, like the host families that we stayed with, go to. And I got to go there a few times for like tea and like a snack break, and they have like all different like ceremonies that they host there, but it's an amazing experience.
Yeah. All right, how about we ask our friends some questions? Who has a question pulled up on their phone ready for him? What question are you asking?
What experience are you looking forward to?
Okay.
You want me to hand it?
Do you guys want to give them your phones in advance so they have time to prepare?
Halloween.
Oh, super exciting. Will she dress up?
Yeah, she brought a costume.
Oh,
yeah.
what is her costume? What is your costume?
It's like a dum-dum.
Oh,
Spirited
it's
Away?
an anime movie. It's
Oh,
really good.
Anime.
Great,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
great movie.
Yeah?
Yes.
It's very different
Yep.
than like the modern anime. It's like
Okay.
yeah.
That's exciting. What kind of candy do you like? Candy. What kind?
Candy.
Candy?
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Donuts.
Candy.
Candy. 飴、ドーナツが好きですか？
ああ。grape.
グレープ。
なんて言った
どんな味のキャンディーが好きですか？グレープ。
grape.
Grape? Grape candy? All right, what was your question?
My question was, what food are you most excited to try? And she said she's excited to try American sweets that she's never
Oh,
before.
you'll have to bring her to a great bakery or something for sure.
I asked my host student how long her flight was.
About 12 hours.
12 hours. Wow, that's a long time for sure. What are some other questions we want to ask our friends? Do you have any questions for us? Do you have any questions for us?
No. But I want to say.
Sure.
But,
Yeah.
Our student will make new friends here in Rutland and foster their friendship.
Okay.
Through these experiences, I want them to contribute to various societies.
And if they want to come to the elementary schools, if they want to come, I teach the littles.
Really?
They can come and visit. That would be great to have. We've had that in the past. Last year they came to our school, so they're more than welcome to come to.
I think they're headed to Northeast
Oh.
later in
great.
the week. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So.
One thing that I think is very cool is my brother got to do this exchange 20 years ago, and when he got to go to Hanamaki, he met Mr. Fujiwara, and so Mr. Fujiwara had, when we recently sent a delegation, which I could talk about in a minute, but part of the delegation's experience was the city pulled up a time capsule and pulled out different things from the length of our partnership with Hanamaki. And one of them was a picture of my little brother.
That is amazing.
Yeah, yep.
So adults went over, right? The
Yes.
delegations from Rutland went
Correct.
over.
So for,
Did you get to go?
I didn't this
Okay,
time, no.
okay.
No, so for 38 years, we've been doing this exchange, Rutland
Really?
and Hanamaki. And we try to celebrate big milestones. So we had hoped to go over and visit them at our 35th
Yes.
anniversary.
Yes.
But we weren't able to with the pandemic, and things got a little complicated. So we sent a delegation, I think we sent 13 people over. So people from all over Rutland City got to go. We had several members of our school board, our superintendent and assistant superintendent. We had some local business owners. We had representatives from different agencies around Rutland. And they all got to go over and were very, very graciously hosted and had a lot of great opportunities in the community. So
I didn't realize it was going on for so long.
yes, it's been a very long time. So we're hoping to, this is our 38th year, we're hoping to host an adult delegation from Hanamaki for our 40th and see if we can continue to build it up.
Yeah, that's amazing. So have you folks that went over this summer, have you stayed connected with your host families?
Yeah.
Yeah, and how have you been doing that? Have you been writing or calling or texting, or how does that work?
I use text, and then we've also been mailing each other gifts.
Oh, how fun. And did they have children in their homes, all of the host
Yes.
families?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mine, we had the grandfather, the mom and the dad, the older sister, the older sister's husband, and then she was carrying a baby, and then it was too bad I left 4 days before she had the baby.
Oh,
So now she has 2 kids, and then she has a twin sister,
oh, nice.
so I stayed with them, and then they have a younger brother and then an older brother too.
So you stayed with her when you went over there, and then, is that how it is with all of you? No, okay.
I was lucky to.
That's pretty amazing, for sure, yeah.
I think one of the coolest things, having been able to chaperone this, is how brave students who sign up for exchanges
bet.
are.
Yeah, definitely.
They travel for 30 hours, 40 hours. We get there and there's often a big celebration welcoming us. And then as the chaperone, we just say goodbye and they are off with their families. And these young adults are
Yes.
navigating, walking into a home full
Yeah.
of strangers, a home that's unfamiliar to them, kitchens that don't look the same, bathrooms that don't look the same. And it's a shocking.
Right.
And to be able to put yourself in that situation at such a
Amazing.
young age. And these students did it just last night.
Yeah.
We had our welcome ceremony and then they went off with families that
They don't know.
yeah,
Right.
they didn't know much about.
Right.
But I think, I was able to work with 4 of the students that were able to travel this year, and just watching the growth in who they are as people is phenomenal. I think they all come back a little bit more confident, they all come back a little more comfortable in their own
Right.
skin, and with a whole different perspective on the world. When
Very
we're
different.
13, 14, and 15, our world consists of our friends
Our
and our
very
chores
small
and our
world,
job, and
yeah.
what's right around you. But
Yeah.
these kids are going to return to their lives having a whole different perspective on life.
I just want to say thank you guys so much for doing this. I think it's an amazing opportunity. I think it's truly remarkable that you're doing this, and I'm excited to hear about how this continues in the future. Maybe I can chaperone someday.
I'm trying.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be very So thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so
you.
much for watching our Rutland City Learning Lounge, and we'll see you next month.